Quiet, trains. This is not for you. Hey guys, welcome to Nerd Central, better known as Comic Comments. I'm Matt.
And I'm Pete.
And today we are doing the epic, I'll call it epic, the epic DC event that has just recently finished. We're doing Convergence 0 through 8. This is the main title. Not doing any tie-ins. I didn't really bother picking up the tie-ins because there were so many. And there wasn't really any character in this I cared about enough to want to follow them. Apart from maybe Thomas Wayne was one of the more interesting characters in this. So this was, like, it's supposed to be quite a big DC event. Like, this was their answer to Secret Wars. And I was really, really excited for this. And I did enjoy it. But I felt like there could have been so much more. Like, I would have happily had 12 or 15 issues instead of the 8 or 9 that we got. So this story is kind of really similar to Secret Wars when I think about it. And I don't know if that's on purpose or not.
I think it's similar to the old Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Not the newer one.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I don't know if they did that on purpose because they were like, well, they're bringing out Secret Wars. We need our Secret Wars. Because, I mean, this came out over the course of a month or two, and I think all the titles stopped. You just had Convergence. It kind of tidied some things up, got rid of some universes and everything. It wasn't a complete reset. It wasn't a crisis.
No.
It wasn't a flashpoint. But this has spiraled out into Darkseid War and the Truth storyline. So we've got a lot of new stuff going on. The issue 0, I'm actually really glad I picked up. It just gives you a little bit of context.
It kind of...
It's just an introductory...
It helps you understand the rest of it.
Yeah, but we find that, like, Brainiac's like our big bad guy. That's no hidden secret, which I like. It's just the fact that, like, you know, here's the bad guy, Brainiac. And he's managed to capture Superman, and Brainiac talks about how he's, like, he has a lot of experiments. Like, he sees everything as an experiment. And Superman's getting more and more worried that from the way Brainiac's talking, he's like, well, Brainiac's going to, like, destroy my city. He's going to do something. And Brainiac's like, you're thinking too small, like, I don't want to just destroy Metropolis. He talks about multiple universes, so he says, like, Superman, I've seen you die, like, loads of times, in loads of different scenarios. Because Brainiac's able to see through time and the universes. I mean, this Brainiac's a lot different looking, for sure, to the Brainiacs that I'm used to.
It said he got mutated or something.
Yeah, because
that's Brainiac, yeah.
That to me is Brainiac. So on the front we have that kind of Brainiac, and then that's Brainiac in this. Superman tries to get back to Earth, and instead he ends up on just this strange planet where he meets another Brainiac. But this is an interesting Brainiac because he becomes his own character. This Brainiac is basically, he's like the living embodiment of this planet. He has been put in charge to look after the planet. And the planet is Telos. We're going with Telos. So sorry, sue me. Yeah, he sort of changes his form from looking like just another Brainiac to having his own look, and he goes by the name of Telos. He has like an identity crisis because he's like, so I'm just one of all these Brainiacs.
Yeah.
Because it's like a weird little... I swear Superman says, like, don't stop having a meltdown. I don't have time for you to have a meltdown right now. If you're going through an identity crisis, do it on someone else's time, okay? Oh, Superman. You can always tell he's had a hard time when Superman's got a beard.
Mm.
But yeah, it was well worth picking up the issue 0, which I got on eBay. eBay's like, I've never bought anything off of eBay. And then I was like, I can get issue 0s on here. The whole of issue 0 is used properly, because in the Secret Wars issue 0, it's like 10 10 pages, if that, of Secret Wars issue 0, and then there's just other stuff in there. We start off with the Injustice universe and Dick Superman, who's like Metropolis and Gotham, everything's being destroyed, and Superman's like, do you know what, I'm just going to sit back and watch it happen. And then we see like all of our heroes die and everything's exploding and Superman himself is killed, and you're just kind of like, well, there goes the Injustice universe. Obviously there's loads of different universes. I think it's interesting, the universe they actually picked for us to follow, because I thought we'd be following, you know, our heroes, Bruce Wayne and the like.
Instead, it's the ones from Earth 2, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, because you had New 52 Future's End was a big story that led into this, which I want to pick up, and then Earth 2 World's End, I believe. We have Dick Grayson, he's a writer and a husband and a father. We've got Thomas Wayne Batman, who I heard a lot of people prefer Thomas Wayne Batman because he kills people and he's just badass. And I'm excited to see him in the Flashpoint story, which I bought today. Flashpoint and Final Crisis. Most people would be like, you just bought two of, I wouldn't say the worst, but the most aggravating stories in DC. But still, need them for the collection. We have Jay Garrick Flash, Val Zod Superman, and Alan Scott Green Lantern. And then we also have Yolanda Montez, who is the Red Avatar of Earth. And she's come back to life in this. But that's our ride-along team for this. And then we get the classic, the same way that in Secret Wars the Beyonders like, here's what's going on. Telos is like, I've brought all these universes together, you're all on this planet, and you're all going to fight to the death until there's only one universe, and then that universe gets to live on this world. And that will be the one universe. And just from hearing that, you're kind of like, DC cleaning shit up again. Marvel does have different universes, but really, like, you have kind of continuity and that's it.
Yeah.
With Marvel. Whereas DC is, like, all over the place. Because they have so many, you can have a multitude of Batman stories, and it's not like Frank Miller has his own continuity of Batman. Earth 1, that's a different continuity, and it's crazy.
Marvel, you just have the Marvel.
You really have main and ultimate.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's weird because Dick Grayson's a much bigger character in this than I thought he would be. But we see his backstory, and it was kind of like, oh, the fucking universe is ending, and he just wants to get his family out of there, specifically his son. They have, I don't know what you'd call them. They're like
life rafts.
Literally. We have the DC life rafts, and they're saying, look, there's no more room, you all have to stay here, and Dick Grayson's like, that's suicide, you know that it is. Anyone who stays is dead. This woman sort of takes his son and is like, look, he can come on the raft with me. And he says, like, as their raft is descending, everything just blows up, and that's the last thing he remembers. So obviously, like, now he's on Telos, he got out okay, but his whole thing is, I just want my son to be okay, I want to know that my son's still alive. Then we see, like, the fighting begins, because it's basically, he, like, matches universes up, so it's not like a Hunger Games where they're just all let free. He kind of goes, it would be fun to watch this universe and this universe fight, and then he's like, go, fight. And yeah, the robotic one just like fucking obliterates.
Yeah.
And then our main heroes are like, fuck Telos, let's get him. So they're trying to fight him, but he is the planet, so he can do some really crazy shit while he's on the planet. He can just like sink into the earth and change his body and do all sorts. He's a really cool character, actually. While this is going on, Dick Grayson and Thomas Wayne go to the Batcave because they're like, oh, we found Gotham, and then he's like, this isn't our Gotham, but if I was to build a Batcave, this is where I'd put it. And obviously he's just right,
because he's Batman.
And then they go into the cave and they see Alfred, and Alfred's just kind of like, well, this is strange. And Thomas Wayne and Bruce end up meeting. Some people I've heard have said they don't like the lack of dialogue, but I think it's better that you can. It basically says they have closure, they have peace, because you have the man that was driven by the fact that his son was killed, and the son that was driven by the fact that his father was killed, and it's just their moment of clarity, and I thought it was quite a nice, cool moment. Telos is able to get away, and our heroes save a character called Demos, and he's just like, oh, thank you, saved me, and I can help you. And you're like, he seems like a nice guy.
Except for his outfit looks kind of creepy.
Well, not creepy, it's just every villain ever.
Yeah.
But he's saying he's going to take them to his city and sort shit out.
Because they say it's Talos' weakness or something.
Yeah. We see that Kandor is destroyed as well.
Because they just refuse to
fight. Telos destroys them because he's like, that's what happens if you refuse. I will just obliterate you. So it's moments like these where it's kind of like, oh, there's big shit happening in this. Like, Injustice Universe got destroyed, Kandor got destroyed. So stuff is happening, which is exciting. So the opposite of Secret Wars. Nothing happens. They go to, I'm going to say Scartaris.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like a medievally type universe, and it's underneath Telos. It's like in the centre of Telos.
And it's got like dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah. Demos says, like, we need to take down the Warlord because the Warlord rules this place and he's a dick, and the heroes are like, yeah, we're with you. Whereas Batman stayed behind, and Dick Grayson stays behind with him, and Batman's like, look, I'm pretty much gonna die. So he was like, you should have gone with everybody else. And all of Batman's villains turn up in a massive group, and they're like, well, you're not our Batman, but we'll kill you anyway, and then we'll kill him. And then, yeah, Thomas Wayne just like blows himself up and just takes them all out with him. He goes out in a blaze of glory. So Thomas Wayne's dead as well, which is a big thing. And as Dick Grayson's sort of like, no, Batman, who I just met, he gets shot, and we see that he's actually shot by the Joker. I was really excited. I was like, Joker's in the story, and then Talos just turns up and just snaps his neck, and he's like, he was a pain in the ass, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then it turns out that the Joker severed Dick Grayson's spine with the gunshot. So Talos, like, uses this metal from the earth and then creates a new suit for Dick Grayson, which allows him to walk again.
Talos starts to have his turn into a good guy.
Yeah.
Because he kind of explains that, like, Dick Grayson, he's like, there's just something about Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's like one of the big people in this. And he's like, look, I need to know where your friends are. I can't sense them. I can't find them. And it seems to me like he's just getting worried, because if he can't sense people, then something must be afoot. So yeah, Demos and our team kind of launch an assault then. Like, Warlord's the king, and then, like, his wife is killed, and Warlord's pissed. There's Shakira. Shakira! And her hips don't lie throughout this entire book. Then, in a shocking turn of events, Demos turns out to be evil, and it just completely flips to Telos more and more starts to feel for our heroes.
So Demos was like quite powerful, but he wasn't like super powerful. But he had all these Time Masters. I think that's what they were called.
Yeah, because it's the people from Legends of Tomorrow, the Time Masters.
Yeah, so he had all the Time Masters trapped in this like big ball of energy, and he absorbed all their power, so he can see throughout time and age people really quickly and stuff.
He has Brainiac trapped, does Demos, and Demos basically says to Telos, like, you think you were just like, you've always been this. He was like, you were a person, you had your own name, your own identity, and Brainiac stole it from you. And it's just a way, really, because Demos doesn't want anyone to free Brainiac, so he's got to just try and convince everyone that you shouldn't free him. And as all this is happening, Warlord comes in a blaze of glory, to fight Demos, and yeah, Demos ages him really, really quickly. There's a lot of fighting, but it's all makes sense. You're not sat reading like, oh look, they put a fight in for the sake of having a fight. It's all justified, which I like. Demos has said to everybody, this planet's mine now, I own it, I control it, so you can either join me and live here, and if you turn against me, then I'll kill you.
So he gets like a couple cities on his side, like filled with heroes, to fight our heroes.
Brainiac ends up being freed as well, because they established that Brainiac started all of this, clearly. He's the one that can undo it and that can fix this, so we need Brainiac's help. We get, I believe, it's either issue 6 or issue 7, where the whole issue is just you see all these crazy battles going on. And Dick Grayson ends up seeking out Telos to... because he's like, I know your mind's not in the right place, you found out about your identity, and that's thrown you off, but we need your help. So then we have our big battle with Telos and Demos, which is nice the way that it's set up, that these are like the two big leading guys, because you wouldn't expect it from the start.
No, you'd expect it to be like Superman.
Yeah. So they're having their fight, and it ends up with Hal Jordan Parallax is actually the one to just go like bang and just destroy Demos. And everyone's just kind of like, this is why no one likes you, because you're just like a bit ruthless and heartless and whatnot.
In the end, you just see this crater with some smoke coming out. That is all that's left.
But I believe he's kind of, this Parallax, everyone's like, we don't trust him, we're aware of who you are, we don't trust you, but he does want to do good.
Yeah.
Which was cool. Demos has absorbed all that power, and so when he's killed, they're like, shit, because all that power's got to go somewhere, and it just kind of explodes out, and they say like reality itself, just everything is just being ripped apart. Brainiac himself says like, I want help. He's like, everything needs to be reset so I can go back to being myself and not being this creature anymore. And Brainiac said, to Brainiac this is just another failed experiment.
Yeah. So
it kind of ties in with that issue 0. And they're kind of saying to reset the timeline, Brainiac's like, yeah, I need to send like Barry Allen and everyone back to the first crisis so we can reset the timeline. And he's like, but of course Barry, you died, so that's going to happen. And then there's a couple of other characters like Parallax who are like, we'll go with. And it's just cool the fact that these characters that were never in the first crisis are like, yeah, we'll go with, we'll make sure everything gets sorted. And we can see like everything's just resetting itself and going back to normal. But our main heroes that we've been following, obviously their planet is completely gone, completely destroyed. When Brainiac leaves Telos, our main Green Lantern is able to be like, well, I'll bring forth all the greenery and the life that's on the planet, and the planet just basically becomes their home.
Yeah, it's like a new Earth.
Yeah, and it even goes back to where it's supposed to be in their universe. So as everything's resetting, Brainiac says this planet must be cleansed, everybody needs to be taken off of it, it causes some stir, because then those heroes are like, we don't have a home, but it's fine because they have the new Earth too. Green Lantern has decided like wants to seek out his family. Telos now knows his identity, his family, he wants to go and seek them. And as Green Lantern's flying off, we can see the life rafts, the ships from before, with Dick Grayson's son on, and he's saying like, oh, I bet my dad's safe then. And so we see all these people are in fact safe, and that's how it ends. So, I mean, like, what's your full opinion on this? Barry popped in to get himself into. You bought all of Convergence today, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought all of Convergence.
Yeah. So yeah, Dari will have soon read The Glory of Convergence as well. So yeah, anyway, what was your full opinion on Convergence?
I really liked it, but it didn't really change much, and I thought it could go on longer.
Yeah, that was my thing. Really did enjoy it. It's a nice, straightforward read. But I would have happily had, like, more issues. I think you could have done more with it. And really, like, some things change.
Yeah, like they get rid of a couple universes.
Yeah, it felt like it was just a little bit of a tidy up, but it makes you think, like, shit, after this we're only going to have one universe, like, who's the universe going to be? And you're really excited, and then it's like, oh no, all those universes still exist. And you're like, okay.
All they really got rid of was Injustice and, what was it, Candor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course now we have, we do have a new Superman, new Batman, new Wonder Woman. Because, yeah, Wonder Woman's got her new attire, which looks pretty cool. Superman's gone back to basics with jeans and a t-shirt. And then we have Jim Gordon running around in a giant Batman suit, but we'll be covering that. We're doing Comic Comments just in episode 1. On that we will be doing Justice League 40 and 41 for Darkseid War, and then we'll be doing the Truth storyline so far, which is made up of, I think it's made up of 3 issues so far, because we've got Action Comics, Batman, Superman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but I think we'll throw in Batman 41 as well, because that's the first appearance of the new Batman. So that's what, 6 issues that will actually be covering. So Justice League 40 and 41, and then the Truth storyline so far, which runs across a bunch of titles. So filming days, Wednesday and Friday, release days, Friday and Sunday, which we will try our best to stick to. But yeah, Convergence, I would definitely recommend it. I already have recommended it to people, that they just go and pick up the whole thing, which is what I did. But it's like, I feel like every time I say I like something DC does, I'm just waiting for people to be like, why you can't let DC shit, they changed everything. But I enjoyed this, so fuck you.
Not the best thing to say to viewers.
Yeah. Love you, really. It's like I said, everyone's entitled to their own. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, you know what? I hate Convergence. I'd be like, okay. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, how can you hate it?
Well, shit ton of people hate New 52, but we loved Suicide Squad.
Ooh, we also have the 2nd volume of Suicide Squad. So that could be a thing.
That could be a thing.
Yeah.
It will be a thing.
As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Obviously, if you want to see more of these videos, see like our hangouts and all of that we're going to start doing, we're just going to gradually expand with newer shows and content and all the rest of it. Subscribe just to show the love as well, and so I can be like, look at my subscribers. And comment below, tell us what you thought of Convergence, tell us if there's anything that you missed. You didn't miss anything, you didn't review it. Tell us if there's anything that we missed. Facebook.com/ComicCommentsYT is our main hub where all the juicy gossip and news goes. If you've got a question for me or Pete, go over to Twitter and it's @MusicNinjaMatt. Use the hashtag ComicComments, and then just we can ask questions, and like obviously we'll do shout outs. I think like if people comment on YouTube, we won't do shout outs, but like if you send us a tweet and we're like, do you know what, that was pretty cool, then we'll do a shout out. All the competitions are still wide open with competition details. Again, Facebook is where you can find those, or in the description of the video. Speaking of the description of the video, go down below, there will be the playlist for Comic Comments, and you can watch your favourite episodes time and again. It's like owning the box set of Comic Comments, and you didn't even pay for it. And everyone loves free shit. Superman's baby looks proper Asian. Anyway, guys, we will be seeing you in the next one, which I believe will be us looking at the TV side of stuff. So it will be goodbye from me,
And bye from me.
and we love you.
If
you like pina colada, in the garden.
I'm literally standing outside there for like 10 minutes waiting for you to finish.
Oh.